Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a very special doll for a very special collaboration. Fairiekin reached out to me on Instagram to collaborate, and I was so excited and truly honored because she's an amazingly talented artist. And she's super fun to talk to and really sweet, so I definitely recommend you guys check out her Instagram and her YouTube channel. Fairiekin and I thought of two themes to build our dolls around: spider and gothic vampire. So let's get started. I decided to interpret the themes in the form of a trapeze artist or an aerialist. This immediately started forming an abstract image in my mind, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. As a base for this project, I decided to use a Reboot Draculaura doll. First, I removed all her hair before taking out some acetone and cleaning off the factory paint. You might be wondering, why did I reroute this doll with pastel-y colors and not go with a more Halloween, traditional type of color palette? Well, at first I wasn't planning this to be a Halloween doll, so I just sort of went with it. Long story short, I was much more inspired to create a pastel-themed Halloween doll, so thank goodness Fairiekin reached out to me. I don't know what would have become of this doll if I had just decided to keep her as a decor girl, because to be honest, I really wasn't feeling it. Since I finally had an idea of what direction I was taking this doll in, I decided to paint some antique looking lace black before cutting out some craft foam to form a corset and painting that black as well. I then made some super adorable pastel colored bloomers and dry brushed everything with black because I wanted to make it look grimy and a little gross. I pretty much dry brushed every accessory on this doll because I wanted her to look grimy and dark despite having a cute pastel-y color palette. At this point, the clothes were almost done. However, I kept adding details like a fluffy tutu, some ribbons, some more ribbons, and I dry brushed everything, of course, so that it all matched her theme. I decided to paint the ends of her limbs black because I wanted them to look especially grimy and gross. I ended up adding hot glue blobs too, but that I did much later. It's face-up time, so I tied back her hair before beginning to sketch in the basic outline of the eyes. I'm not going to deny it, I had a harder time than usual with the face-up for this doll. I feel like I say that a lot, but each doll seems to come with more challenges, each unique to it. I think I tried a total of 3 times before I was happy enough with the basic sketch to whip out the colored pencils and start building upon it. Just to solidify the fact that this doll was not meant to be human at all, I decided to give her no pupil. I decided to give her veins, which very well could have been my favorite part of the entire face-up. I just took my indigo colored pencil and slowly dragged it across the curves of her face. It ended up very difficult to see on camera, however, I really think it adds to the undead feel. I am so sorry if you could see my hair in the previous clip. I was leaning way over the doll and very intensely focused. I just didn't realize who was in the way. At this point in the face-up, it was time to add more colors before I whipped out the acrylic paints, so I took some chalk pastels and just added more purpley gray and pink colors. As the final step in the colored pencil stage, I just darkened all the lines and thickened them up a bit in order to make it easier for myself in the long run when I took out the acrylic paints and tried to make those very thin, very delicate lines. Now that I was finally happy with the basic colored pencil layer, I took out the acrylic paints and began by painting the iris a light blue. I usually find that I have to reshade things all over again because, well, naturally I've painted over them, and I often have to do things like outlining the iris again, too. So just don't waste as much time as I usually do with shading and such if you're just going to paint over your colored pencil layer anyway. I decided to add a gradation from purple to lavender to the icy blue that makes up most of her iris, just to make the color pop a little more. I got a little droplet of purple acrylic paint on her cheeks, so I just used it to my advantage and made some heavy blushing with it. Since it had been a reoccurring theme, I added some black acrylic paint to the corners of her mouth. Since I had the black acrylic paint out, I darkened up the lash line and her eyeliner. I ended up adding a layer of hot glue to make all the Venom / black acrylic paint 3D before repainting it. Now that her face up was done, I could reattach her head and get to work on the hair. At this point, she still had bangs, which was something I had originally given her when I was planning to make her a decor girl. Once I had taken care of the whole bang situation, I tied her hair into 2 high ponytails and added some bows. At this point, she was almost done, and I was really starting to get excited. For her final hair accessories, I took some pastel colored beads and just drew on some spiders using a Sharpie pen. I have to admit, I mainly did this because I felt the spider theme wasn't showing up enough in her design. While both themes, Gothic, Vampire, and Spider, were present in her design through inspiration, they weren't the most prominently shown. Like, if you saw just a picture of this doll online, you never would have guessed that those were the inspirations behind it. So I had to add more. It was finally time to paint on her fangs. I imagined she'd have 2 sets, one for Venom and one that was just a regular old set of vampire fangs. What do you think, guys? Do you like her? I personally love her. I do feel like I could have done better on the face up though, and the reroute was a complete and utter mess. Thank you so much to Fairiekin for reaching out to collab with me. I would love to do it again sometime. It was so much fun. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought down below. And be sure to go check out Fairiekin's video too. She made an awesome doll and I can't wait to watch the video myself. Have a wonderful day and I hope to catch you guys next time. Bye!